What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
In Georgia, a man is sentenced to the murder of his wife after staging the scene in an effort to claim self-defense. In Minnesota, a woman is arrested after picking up 2 teenage boys at a hotel hot tub. Uh-oh. And the mob figure known as the Ham is assassinated in Athens, Greece. Wow. These stories and more coming at you today, Thursday, February 8th on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Everton.
And I'm Mike Agavino. Thirsty Thursday. I have 10 undergraduates coming to my home this afternoon to stay with us for 3 nights.
Oh, my God.
During Mardi Gras.
The biggest weekend in Mardi Gras.
And the biggest thing I'm worried about is how to enforce my no puking in my house rule.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, put a garbage can beside each bed.
I should actually stop on the way home and buy personalized garbage cans for each of these guys.
Write their name on them, yeah. Yes.
Don't need no puking in the house.
I used to come in, no matter where I was living in the United States, I came in for this weekend, Endymion, Bacchus, and yeah.
Yeah, I used to
lots good times.
It's been a little while since I've been to a Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans, but boy, I used to have some fun.
Yes,
it's still even at my advanced age. I can't do 5 days of it, but to do a couple and hang out with these 20-year-olds will be fun.
It will be legit fun, and we might be covering them.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's see. What's the over-under on how much money Mike spends on bail?
No, you won't be spending it until next Thursday because you get arrested this weekend in New Orleans.
You don't get bail
until you can see the judge until after Ash Wednesday. So,
yeah.
That's legit. And don't punch a cop's horse, Dan Mo.
Didn't Governor Landry have his new troop on duty for this weekend? Isn't this isn't the coming out
I
party?
think they're having 120 state troopers.
They have every year, and I did it every year. Every off-duty cop, they bring them in. And not only troopers, but DPS workers, the DFC workers, the CERT teams and all that. They'll be heavy police presence, but you hear gunfire, just catch you a little real estate because it's going to happen. And let's get into some true crime time for Thirsty Thursday.
Well, we're going to Minnesota, and a Roseville, Minnesota man is facing life in prison after beating his 72-year-old roommate to death. 72-year-old roommate to death in a fight over food from Taco Bell.
There you go.
If there's any reason to get in a fight, it's over Taco Bell, right?
Yes, indeed.
Mark Newsom, who is 54, is accused of getting into that argument with his roommate inside a boarding house over the fast food. The fatal beating took the life of the victim, identified as Dale Mitchell. Investigators say that Newsom punched Mitchell several times in the head, and the older man died from his injuries. Oh, God, it scares the hell out of me. It really did, said the roommate, Bob McQuaid. Another roommate said there was blood all over the stairs, and the third roommate said to think a fight over food would escalate into murder is inconceivable. Bob and Larry both say that they were trying to sleep when a fight broke out at their boarding home. Then they heard voices. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Leave me alone. Quit. Please quit. That's what I heard, he said. It's just senseless. McQuaid said, I trusted Mark as my friend. I could never believe he would have done something like that. Newsom is being charged with second-degree murder, which incidentally is a life sentence.
There you go.
If we've come to grips with life about fighting and killing somebody over a taco or food itself, there's got to be more to life than that. That from the prosecutor. So Taco Bell has led to this guy probably spending the rest of his life in prison.
I wonder if it's like a 12-pack of tacos or crunchy Supreme.
Multiple Taco Bell Grandes.
You know,
he's not going to get that in prison.
Well, it's proof that, you're fucking one decision away from pretty much ruining your life.
I want to talk about this boarding house with all these elderly.
What's going on there?
I'm 54 now. Maybe a halfway house or something like that.
That's what I was kind of thinking. It might have been halfway house for prisoners being released or something.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's no Taco Tuesday in prison, so he won't. No, he ate tacos after he killed him.
Yeah, over Taco Bell.
I could see Taco Bell with a new marketing campagin after this. Tacos so good, people kill each other over them.
Yeah, kill your roommate for some tacos.
That probably wouldn't go over.
But this one didn't. We're also going back to Minnesota, where a Minnesota mom is accused of sexually abusing 2 teen hockey players who were in town for a tournament. Allison Sheridan, 39, is accused of going to a hotel room in Roseville, Minnesota, with the teenagers and sexually abusing them. She met the hockey players in the hotel's pool area where she was in the hot tub with the teens and told them she was having marital problems.
It's never good to confide in a couple teen boys about your marriage problems in a hot tub.
Right. And then, it goes on, and she messaged one of the boys on Snapchat after meeting him and said her and her husband had a fight. And then she asked him, "Can I come to your room?" She got arrested, y'all. And after being arrested, she admitted to having sex with the boys. And after the encounter, she even showed up at one of the hockey games and texted them when they returned home. Sheridan told police she was staying at the hotel with her husband and 2 children for a staycation.
A staycation.
That's
sick.
Yeah.
And look, teenage boys, I've been a teenage boy, and, I'd have sure hit her back up.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
when I was 15, 16.
A
grown woman.
And teenage hockey player boys, testosterone's flowing. If they didn't want any part of this, obviously they were plenty strong enough to get away if that's what they wanted.
If she was lying and wasn't actually having marital problems with her husband on this staycation, she's got them now.
Oh, yeah. She got much bigger problems
no more
than that.
Staycation with her kids.
You got that right.
And as long as they didn't lie about...
And here's a picture of her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, shame on you.
But if I were in a hot tub in a hotel with a 39-year-old and I was, say, 15 and I could pass for 18, I might be trying to sell her on me being 18. So I don't know.
Still
we'll see what her case is.
She is
story
in jail.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser-cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
We are in Athens, Greece,
Off the continent.
which is considered a dream destination by millions of tourists who visit every year. Either of you guys ever been to Athens?
Yeah, but I'm going
No.
one day.
I've been to Athens, Georgia.
It's similar. There's an Acropolis there, isn't there? That walk up to the Acropolis. I was there summertime. Yeah, it was about 100 degrees walking all the way up to the Acropolis. It
Good
was,
times.
When you get there and you get up to the top of that thing, which is the #1 tourist destination, it's a bunch of kind of crumbled old
Poles and shit.
rocks. And,
You just have to imagine. There's
yeah.
gladiators and shit in there. Use your imagination.
I would say it's kind of the rock city of Greece. In my, it's
Chattanooga thing.
But it's beautiful, and the weather's beautiful, and the water's beautiful. So, and some of the islands are amazing there. But it's also Europe's oldest capital city and the birthplace of Western civilization. So, certainly been a significant place in the history of the planet. But lurking in the shadows of this ancient gem lies a brutal underworld of gangland violence, racketeering, extortion, and murder. In the last 7 years, there have been over 30 gangland killings in the historic capital.
Nice.
Last month's public execution of a Greek mafia boss, gunned down in a hail of bullets, has sparked fears that the country's mobster rivalries are spiraling out of control. Crime boss Vangelis Zambounis was ambushed in the early hours of January 14th as he sat in his BMW. The 44-year-old, known as the Ham, had been parked outside a gas station he owned when assassins pulled up behind him. And they were pretty thorough. CCTV video shows a masked man armed with a Kalashnikov assault rifle, that would be the AK-47, approaching the Ham's SUV and unleashing over 90 rounds through his side window. The hooded killer then reloads and fires another hail of bullets into the mafia kingpin before opening the door and having the Ham fall out and then shooting him several times in the head with a pistol.
Nice.
So
he got the job done.
Yeah, as a not so famous podcaster once said, he killed him good.
Killed him good.
He killed him good.
Like fried chicken.
The Ham, who controlled Athens' western and southern suburbs, is believed to have run a string of extortion and smuggling rackets. He's accused of being behind a series of murders of rival gangsters. Police say they have since identified 7 people they suspect of being involved in the contract killing, which they believe was either an act of revenge or an attempt to seize control of the country's lucrative oil smuggling business. It's estimated that there are around 215 crime bosses known as Godfathers of the Night vying for control of Greece. Nice. Most are in collaboration with either the Sicilian Mafia, Camorra, or the Albanian Mafia, the Romanian Mafia, the Russian or Serbian organized crime groups. In addition to extortion, prostitution, and racketeering, most of the group's activities revolve around oil smuggling, money laundering, weapons, drugs, human trafficking, kidnappings, and murder. They've diversified.
Basically anything illegal.
During the pandemic, reduced revenue in the nightlife establishments led to an uptick in competition between these groups, with each trying to get the largest share they could of the extortion market. According to reports, more than 30 contract killings have swept through the Greek underworld since 2017. One involved Ham's girlfriend, who was shot to pieces by an AK-47 wielding hitman outside her luxury apartment back in 2018. After parking her Mercedes in an underground car park, the gangster's mole, who was known as Katerina Bella Mafia, was gunned down in a hail of AK-47 fire as she stepped out of her car. A month later, assassins made their first attempt on the Ham's life, opening fire on him in a port city. The mafia boss survived only because the AK-47 jammed, leaving him with just wounds to his legs. The following year saw another bunch of killings, including the 54-year-old gangster known as the Teacher, who was accused of being the one who killed Bella Mafia. He's also thought to have been responsible for the murders of 3 of the Ham's associates. Another guy nicknamed the Originator, and who police referred to as the crime boss of crime bosses, was gunned down by his car by a team of assassins at the end of 2018. The hit was thought to be in revenge for the execution of bodybuilding champ Vasilis Grivas, who had a leading role in the rival mafia group. It's too much to keep score of, folks, but if there were a bunch of other hits between 2019 and 23, and they included the likes of guys nicknamed Boombas, Rambo, and Uncle Joe. So
nice.
They're saying that that because of everything that has happened to the economy there's a major battle for market share between all of these rival groups, and they're all funded from outside of the country. And also, when it comes to these assassinations, they have groups coming in from outside the country to commit the assassinations and then flying back out. And so it doesn't fall upon the actual people running the show inside of Greece. So they're not prosecuting people for these murders.
The Ham lives no more.
Yeah. So don't go to the Bahamas. Don't go to Greece right now. I saw another one on Jamaica the other day. We said Bahama had 20 murders in the last month. Jamaica had 60.
Yeah, Jamaica's always been like that.
Let's go to Georgia.
Right. Georgia.
A 71-year-old man will spend the rest of his life behind bars, y'all, after he fatally shot his 63-year-old wife and staged it as self-defense.
There you go.
So District Attorney Susan Treadway announced February 2nd that a judge sentenced Charles Collins to life in prison plus 5 years after a jury convicted him late last month of malice murder, felony murder, family violence, and possession of a firearm. On July 24th of 2023, shortly after 2 a.m., Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a home where they found Collins with a Smith & Wesson .38 Special. According to the District Attorney's Office, police discovered that the defendant's wife was dead on the living room floor from a gunshot wound to her neck. She also reportedly had a knife in her right hand. In an interview, Collins told detectives his wife threatened him with the knife, so he shot her in self-defense. However, the DA's office said the knife and other objects near the victim's body were not covered in blood.
Yeah.
That would be an indication.
Right.
Additionally, a latent print processing expert with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation was unable to detect fingerprints on the knife.
Yeah.
So Deputy Chief Assistant District Attorney Rachel Ash said to an untrained eye, the crime scene would have appeared to be an open and shut case of self-defense. However, they picked up on the obvious signs of staging, indicating that the knife was not in Deborah's hand when she was shot.
And the fact that she was still holding it in her hand, it's almost impossible. Everybody that shoots themselves or, whatever. I don't think I've ever found a weapon maintained in the hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So following the shooting, Collins failed to render aid and called law enforcement. And then he called his son and he told him he shot that bitch.
Oh, Lord.
Probably not a good idea to say to your son about his mama,
yeah, exactly.
Right? In a statement, Trebway said by the conclusion of this trial, it was clear to the jury that this man was acting out of anger when he killed his wife, not fear. He refused to help her and just left her there to die.
Crazy.
Yeah. Staging a crime scene and didn't think about the fact that the knife had no blood on it.
There's no such thing as a perfect crime, and prisons are full of dummies.
And he's one of them.
Yeah.
Question, Woody. Do the forensic analysis on fingerprints, is it sophisticated enough to where you can see like smudging of the, like let's say someone was in the act of using a knife and the knife got knocked out of their hand, would the print look differently to someone than it might look if it was just put in someone's hand?
That's a good question. I can't answer that specifically, but I can tell you, smudging and partial prints, what they do is they try to get so many points off the ridges, whether it be a palm print or fingerprints or whatever. So, a lot of them are smudged, and when you put the powder on them, you can see the smudging. But even with some smudging, a lot of times you can still get enough points to identify.
But you would expect in something that was going at her husband with a knife that her prints would be all over that knife, right?
Not necessarily, because it depends on the what the surface is of the knife. Like certain surfaces, your oils. That's basically what it is. The oils off the skin on your hand. That's what when you leave contact on it. If you got it wrapped up like that, I don't know. It's different in every case.
And it's pretty amazing that, the total number of human beings on the face of the earth, and everybody has a unique fingerprint.
Yep.
No one else in the world has that same fingerprint.
DNA also.
Blow your mind when you think about it.
You know that my finger won't fit inside your nose, and your finger won't fit inside mine, not perfectly.
No, I did not know that. Why is that?
When was that? When did you explore that hypothesis?
I just
that is interesting.
I learned over the years.
Now, all our listeners are trying that.
Swim.
Stick your finger in my nose.
Swim might have been involved in this one.
Won't fit just the perfect way, right?
Interesting.
No two snowflakes are alike either.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Australia. Right? Lots of great lifers down under, and we love y'all. And you've been there since the beginning. So this is a story for you. So an Aussie woman wearing only leather lingerie has been charged with drunk. Right?
This is not a kinky crime.
I dig that already.
Charged with drunk driving.
Leather lingerie.
Right? Following a collision with an e-bike in Sydney's Moore Park. Emergency services were called to South Dowling Street in Sydney's East at 3:45 a.m. after a collision between a Subaru sedan and an e-bike near the light rail intersection. And a crime scene was established with specialist officers from the Crash Investigation Unit attending to examine the scene. But it's believed the man was found on the road unconscious and sustained injuries consistent with being run over by a car. Paramedics treated the cyclist, a 29-year-old man who was riding a Lime e-bike, at the scene before he was rushed to a hospital in serious condition. According to the New South Wales Police, the 27-year-old female driver returned a positive result on a roadside breath test, which she failed the breath test, naturally, and she was taken to a police station, and they gave her a different breath test, and she failed that one also. She didn't study hard enough. She was later transferred to the hospital to undergo mandatory blood testing and urine testing, and the woman was charged with drunk driving and will appear in court on March 14th.
Dang.
What would you doing out on an e-bike at 3:45 in the morning?
Right. And what is she doing in like leather?
Oh, here she is. Oh, so well, when the cops asked her, said, hey, what's up? Yeah, the question said the woman about her choice of outfit, the leather. She said, "What? You don't like it?" And it says let's hope she appears with a bit more clothing when she has the court on March 14th. And police said inquiries are continuing to the circumstances surrounding.
Let me see that picture.
Yeah, right.
Jim reached before Mike did for that picture.
I'm sure she was coming back from a.
It's a nice outfit.
Oh, she might have been coming home from work.
Yeah. The adult.
Yeah, she might have been working.
Industry or something.
She might have been working.
Or maybe she was out clubbing.
Maybe
so.
Yeah, but I don't know. You're right. I don't know what you're doing on an e-bike at 3:45 a.m.
Yeah.
Probably nothing good.
Sucks.
Do you guys remember the movie RoboCop?
Yes, I do. Very well. RoboCop. Dance,
I remember the song.
I
remember the song?
I remember the movie too.
I don't remember.
What is he?
It was a club song back in the rolling days in the late 80s. Yeah.
Well, as a cop, did you ever think it could come, at some point that it could come to that? We could have some robot cops around?
I mean, I know they have like radio controlled shit,
bomb robots and stuff.
So, no, I never thought they would be able to take part human and part robot and erase some memory, and then the memory comes back and he ends up doing good.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe not the entire plot, but just robots enforcing the law. Well,
RoboCop was a bad dude.
NYPD's AI-driven security robot, which I didn't know the NYPD had AI-driven security robots, but apparently they've been testing them.
They also don't arrest prostitutes or...
They have been testing them,
whorehouses.
But they may have driven their last tour of duty, which was at Times Square subway station last week. There was apparently a 4-month-long pilot program going on. The more than 400-pound egg-shaped Nightscope K5 is what this thing is called, is no longer being deployed in the transit system, according to enforcement sources. Strap hangers, that's New York code for people who ride the subway, were not sad to see it go. I think the robot is just to scare people, said Alexandria Reese, who added she did absolutely not feel safer with K5 patrolling the transit system. So apparently these robots, which when I first saw this thing, it reminded me of the robot housekeeper in the Jetsons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's shaped kind of like I forget what her name was in the Jetsons, but I don't think it's a good idea, she said. Although she hadn't seen the robots herself, she thought the idea was a non-starter. Quote, "We need police, not robots," she concluded. The new tech's September arrival was highly touted by police brass and Mayor Eric Adams, who called it a, quote, "innovative tool to fight crime." Working with human police partners, the rolling robots worked 18-hour shifts at the city's busiest subway station, using its 360 HD camera to capture footage that detectives could review and sync with the department's facial recognition database following a crime. The CopBot had buttons and microphones that would allow strap hangers to call human officers for help, but it did not record audio while patrolling the station. The department leased K5 for 6 months, each one costing $12,500.
Nice.
Lifelong Queens resident Rafael Escato, age 23, said he had never heard of the robots, but that they conjured up the image of a giant Hoover vacuum cleaner. I can't imagine one not cleaning, he said. Can they apprehend someone? Can they save someone who falls on the tracks? I wonder where the money goes, he added. Joseph Williams, a Harlem resident since 1994, did not mince his words. He said, it's bullshit, straight bullshit. It's a waste of taxpayer money. The NYPD did not share details of the robot's crime-fighting effectiveness, but K5 appeared to have avoided any high-profile disasters, such as what happened in California when they were testing a K5 and it ran over a child's foot, breaking it, or in Washington, D.C., where a K5 unit took a dive into the fountain at the Washington Mall. Nice. The NYPD has also been testing a robotic police canine, which is called Digidog. Yeah, because hopefully Digidog will have better luck than K5 did. Digidog looks badass.
I bet you, pretty
definitely more intimidating.
Somebody's brother-in-law got a hell of a deal on this AI company.
Yeah, might be a city councilman's brother-in-law owns a robot company.
Well, in theory, if the thing did catch audio as well as video and patrolled every station, you would. It would serve the same purpose basically as surveillance cameras. It
is simply a visual deterrent, and a lot keeps an honest man honest. If I know that thing's there and I'm gonna commit a crime, I'm gonna have a can of 99-cent spray paint and I'm gonna spray over its cameras.
There you go.
There you go. Rendered it useless.
Well, maybe the geniuses who created this thing have some way that you can't do that. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they don't.
I don't know. Well, I'm gonna check.
I'm gonna run behind it and kick it the fuck over and watch it spin in a circle.
I'm gonna check up on Digidog and see how Digidog does his stuff.
Digidog would just lasso his ass from behind.
That's right.
Knock him over.
I don't think the bad guys carry lassos.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. All the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/reallife. That's GOBBLE.com/real-life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Another mile high crime.
Mile high time.
We're going to talk about American Airlines. How about that? We don't talk about them a whole lot. But a American Airlines plane was diverted after a passenger punches a flight attendant.
There you go.
An American Airlines flight was diverted to a Texas airport mid-flight this past week after a passenger punched a flight attendant multiple times and assaulted at least one police officer. The plane, which was headed to Bozeman, Montana from Dallas, landed at an airport in Amarillo on Wednesday after the flight crew declared a level 2 threat due to a physical assault. Keith Vagina. I knew when I said it. I knew when I said it, but that is indeed his name, and it's with an F. Keith Vagina, 61.
I think he prefers vagina.
Was escorted off the plane, American Airlines Flight 1497, by police and charged with interference of a flight crew. The incident started when a passenger complained Vagina was violently kicking their chair, court documents said. Vagina then yelled explicitives at a flight attendant who asked him not to kick the chair. He then
he yelled explicitives?
Expletives. He then punched the flight attendant in the stomach. The flight attendant was punched 3 more times by Vagina before other passengers helped physically restrain him.
He's Apollo Creed on their ass.
The flight attendant used flex cuffs to restrain him and buckled him to the seat to wait for police upon landing. Police entered the aircraft after it landed at the Rick Husband Amarillo International Airport and escorted Vagina off the plane. He complained the flex cuffs were hurting him. So officers...
for comfort.
Flight attendants are now carrying cuffs?
That's the secret.
Wow.
It was.
So officers changed out the restraints with steel handcuffs. While changing out the handcuffs, Vagina kicked one of the Amarillo Airport police officers in the groin area and spit on other officers.
Vagina kicked him in the groin.
Yep.
Okay.
So during a police interview, Vagina admitted to fighting with police officers after being removed from the aircraft because he didn't want to be arrested. He also claimed he didn't remember anything that happened on the flight and said he had drunk some Captain Morgans at different bars before the flight. The flight continued its trek and left the Amarillo Airport shortly after. And we'll post a picture of Mr. Vagina.
His family's proud.
Who had, you don't spit on the cops for sure.
Yeah.
Not unless you,
can you imagine? He's high strapped down to the seat, and everybody gets walked past him when he's just barking and like,
oh yeah,
and they really laughed at him. His name was Vagina.
Oh God, Mr. Vagina,
Mr. Vagina,
sit down, Mr.
It's
Vagina,
spelled the same except it with an F.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? That dude. It's like a boy named Sue. I imagine he had a tough upbringing with a name like that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Time for some kinky crimes for Thursday. And let's tell you about a female correctional officer who was 27 years old. I'm sure she aspired to have a great career and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that was until she got caught having phone sex with an inmate after they formed a relationship at the jail where she has worked.
More common than you think.
Yeah. And then, well, guess what? Now she's going to be living there because she got a 12-month sentence.
Yep.
Katie Loxton, 27, met inmate Adam Higgs, 32, when she was working as a prison custody officer. The pair managed to bypass security measures on the phone system at the prison so they could communicate through a telephone in his cell, speaking for hundreds of hours.
Dang.
Right? That's a lot of time, y'all.
Well, he ain't got nothing but time.
And listen to this. Higgs made a total of 3,451 calls to Loxton, speaking with Loxton for more than 380 hours, costing him $798.
There you go.
A court was told the pair would often perform sexual acts to each other over the phone. Right? Well, Higgs also managed to hide a mobile phone, which he used to communicate with Loxton through social media. Suspicions were raised when Loxton was noticed by other officers to be spending a large amount of time on the block where Higgs was housed. She was arrested, and a search of her home last year found 3 handwritten letters from Higgs. Higgs was interviewed about the findings, and the pair later admitted to the phone sex.
Oh.
Loxton is, like I told you, now locked up in that same jail for 12 months. She also admitted to transmitting or causing transmission of an image or sound by electronic means from within a prison.
Means she was sending nudie pics
That's what I'm sure. That's where the social
to her
media
man. Look, that happens all the time.
Love is love.
Yeah, that's love. Getting played's getting played. And here's their pictures.
Yeah, we'll post their pictures for you on the
Getting
Facebook
played.
page.
Kinky crimes. Now you're doing time.
What a lovely couple.
Right? Yeah. Mama's proud. Kinky crimes for Thursday.
Love the banjos. You guys ever see the movie The Town?
I don't think so.
No? Great movie.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy Renner, bank robbers in Boston,
Yeah,
out of Southie.
I saw that, yeah.
Well, we got some people that really liked that movie.
Yeah?
In fact, they liked it so much that they decided to copycat the exact crime that was committed
That's smart.
in the movie The Town. So the heist was so daring, you'd expect to see it only in a movie, and that's because our banjo lovers decided to copy the exact robbery they'd seen in the movie The Town. The crew of thieves, led by Ben Affleck, terrorized South Boston, dressing up as nuns, wearing Halloween masks, even impersonating cops to get away with millions. I believe they thought they got away with it, ATF Special Agent Charles Mulham said. 3 guys from Queens took their cues from Hollywood, and in surveillance video, the men are seen copying the town, dressing as cops, and parking at a check cashing store in Springfield Gardens, Queens, while waiting for a clerk to arrive at work. When the female clerk pulls into her usual spot, the 3 individuals get out of the truck and approach her. ATF Special Agent Aisha Winston explained. The 3 assailants made no effort to cover their faces. One did all of the talking. He shows her a series of photographs, and one of those photographs was a photograph of her house, she said. A trick ripped right out of the movie to show the clerk that they knew where she lived. Once inside, they pulled a gun, emptied the tills, and ransacked the safe, leaving minutes later with $200,000 in cash.
Good lick.
Wow, this is really bold, Winston said. But like most criminals, it was a stupid mistake that did them in. We're going to post this video, but you can see in the video that while they're robbing the bank, while they're talking to the clerk and they're on video, one of the robbers drops the photograph that he has showed her of her house. And you can make out on the camera the code on the back of the picture, which led detectives to a Walgreens just a few miles away. Jeez. Once they got to the Walgreens with the number on the picture, they were able to quickly trace it to the lead guy and subsequently put the whole gang together and put them away.
One job.
$200,000 they had. It was done. Just a straight copy of the movie The Town, but in The Town, they don't drop that picture.
Yeah, exactly. With the code on it.
Ben Affleck runs away to Mexico.
Then he runs away with Jennifer Lopez.
No, it's not J-Lo. It is not J-Lo. Oh, after the movie, he ran away with J-Lo.
Yeah. I mean, in real life.
Yeah.
Can't blame him
years
for that.
later. No, he should have stayed with Jennifer
Garner.
No, I don't know
about that.
Jennifer Garner versus
Wasn't
J-Lo?
it the Super Bowl where J-Lo was
close.
dancing and she took that top off and she had abs. I mean, she's older than me.
She's beautiful.
I always loved J-Lo from the street.
I don't know. If you watch a lecture.
Jenny from the block.
Yeah, Jenny from that block. That's what it is. Hey, J-Lo, if you listen.
Don't be fooled by the rock.
Don't be insulted. She's not.
What are you talking about? You don't know.
J-Lo's busy.
I don't want to tell you.
She got that $45 million place she built to take care of.
Watch this.
She's busy.
J-Lo, call us next week. I'm going to give you my digits.
I never told my J-Lo story.
You know J-Lo?
I don't know her, but my wife and I and another couple were going to dinner at a place in L.A., and they had a portion of the restaurant was curtained off, and we're just having cocktails before we drink, and I'm wondering why it's curtained off, and so I opened the curtain like a foot and moved my head in, and J-Lo is in there, and she's getting pictures taken of her in there. I don't know what the heck for. And so I waved my buddy over. He comes over and we open it. Now we get two heads going through the thing, and she waves at us, and we both go, "Hey, J-Lo." Then we walked back and had drinks and had dinner. So that was my big J-Lo spotting. Although I did have, I forgot this. We played against her kid she had with Mark Anthony in Toluca baseball. So she had they were no longer together, but she had a child with Mark Anthony that was about the age of my one of my sons, and so we played them. She actually came out and sat in the stands and watched the game. I forgot about that one. That was before
she told me about
the
that.
Restaurant.
She
told you about that one?
My 380 phone calls for 4,000 hours in jail.
Exactly.
Well, it's one of the funny things that happens out there is you see people out in public in normal situations, like watching their kid in a Little League game. And if you have someone like that on your team, you learn quickly how cool they are or aren't, whether they show up for the team parties, participate when it's their day to bring snack or whatever. And I never had J-Lo, but I had some other actors, and they were pretty cool.
Why you didn't have J-Lo? Because she was showing me that respect.
She knew. She just knew one day.
No.
We would be together, and you would be able to hold it.
In Living Color, I approved the auditions for the Fly Girls.
You did.
Yep, I personally picked them.
And you did a lot of that choreography too, didn't you?
I did that, and Captain Bob was a Fire Marshal Bob.
Fire Marshal Bill Barnes. Jim Carrey.
Let
me tell you something. Let's say
the lights are on fire.
I mean, that's when stuff. That's when stuff was funny.
Hey, we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for everything. Y'all are truly the best fans in the world. If you go on New Orleans this weekend, remember, if you punch a cop's horse or do anything else, if you get arrested during Mardi Gras, you got to pretty much be an asshole anyway. But if you do get arrested, you're not getting a hearing or get to see the judge until the following Thursday.
And ladies, feel free to lift your shirts all you want. They don't arrest you during Mardi Gras. You can show them boobies.
Well, let me know if you're going to be down there. Reach out on Facebook. We'll find you. Big party.
Yeah, only like 5 million.
Everybody's going to be topless at my place.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't know that.
Jerry.
Hey, are those guys bringing any girls in?
They're not bringing any girls in.
They should never bring a girl in for Mardi Gras.
My wife spent 3 hours with a friend putting together these special sunglasses for these guys, and they came back, they've got like little penises stuck on them, fake boobs. I mean, all of this, all these crazy decorations.
They'll be trading those for boobs. Miss Sherry's going to be offended.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we didn't have back then was all the cell phone cameras and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank God.
That's right. Yeah, thank God.
It should be pretty crazy.
All right, until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agavino.
For Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Aglets.